Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. I hope you're well. And it's around 8:30 p.m. in the UK. And I hope you've been enjoying your Sunday. And wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening if you're in Europe. And I hope you're ready for a spot of stitching. I certainly am. So today's Sunday. Every Sunday until Christmas, it's our festive stitching. So I hope you're armed with a festive piece and coming here to stitch with me. And if not, keep it quiet. Okay? I'm kidding. Yes, you can stitch whatever you want. Okay? And so today, I'm gonna come back to this piece, and this is Spooky Season. It's a pattern that we got from Etsy. So it's through our Facebook members kind of voting with their likes, and this one came on top, suggested by Steve, our gentleman stitcher here. And so I've been making really good progress. My little cat, the Halloween dolly, has got a little hat happening there. And also the face portion is almost finished. And I'm really pleased. So, it's easy stitching. This is 16 counts, so nice and easy. And let me show you the pattern, okay? If you haven't seen this one before, there. It's called Spooky Season, and it's got 4 panels. And, it's always interesting to see how people approach design with different sort of, either blocks or panels. And, some people go for a bit of everything, and some people go for one panel at a time. At this point, I have no idea which one I am, to be honest. I'm keen to continue with the kitty today and see how it goes. I might at some point go and stitch a little bit of the pumpkin there. Who knows? So I'll leave it open, and I'll quickly show you my app as well. There you go. This is where I am, and this is the totality, the size of the piece. It's not super big. I can't remember the stitch numbers, but it's not super big. And in terms of stats, I'm at around 4%. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I'll get there. And my last sprint is still going. It's a marathon. And so I am going to start another sprint here. I'll try not to delete anything by accident, try not to repeat that performance. And in total, this piece, if you look at the bottom left of the bottom of the left panel, and it's got 24 colors. So, it's not overwhelming. I think it's quite nice if you're starting stitching, cross stitching. This type of pattern would be perfect. So let me switch back. And of course, before I make my first stitch, I want to see who I've got here with me today. I know that there's some exciting news coming from Travis. That's why I've got my Pokemon here coming for support for Travis and Tia. And this is what's happening. So Travis dropped in and updated the group with the latest news of his and Tia's baby. He says, "Hi there everyone, might not be able to make it to the live stream today. Tia water broke at 4:30 in the morning, early morning. And at the time of the message, it's 11:47. So within the next 24 hours, we'll get to meet our baby." My goodness, it's been in suspension for a couple of days, hasn't it, Travis? And wherever you are, we're thinking of you. And good luck with the baby. I'm sure I can't wait to hear about the news. And Suzanne and everyone is here in the chat as well. Lorraine is also here. Kimberly, yes, all best wishes to Travis from everyone. And Susan is also here joining me. Welcome. Betty Lou Taylor is also here, and Steve, of course, Steve is here waving at everyone. And let's have a look. Joyce is also here as well. Joyce says, "Happy Sunday. I will keep working on myself." Oh, very naughty. No festive stitching for Joy, okay? And getting the hang of 10 stitches, and don't want to get confused. Yes, this is a new Joyce, 2.0, and now Joyce is doing 10 stitches. Amazing. I saw a little bit of 10 stitches on that piece, because the first look when I saw it on our Facebook, I couldn't see it, but now I'm having had a little look, and very cunning, just blending together. And Busy Mom is also here as well. Welcome. And Leslie, hello, hello. Turtle Stitcher is also here. Welcome. And Rebecca is also here as well. Amazing. And Maddie is also here. Vega, hello, hello. Good to see you, Vega from Japan. What time is it in Japan? Is it early morning? Amazing. Early rising. Vega is joining us. And Chloe C as well. And good wishes to Travis. And Elio, is Elio the new joiner? And we always highlight a new joiner or just alert viewers. Welcome, Elio XOXOX says hi, welcome. And let's see. Ria is also here. Mandy Moran is also here in the chat, and Brandy as well. Welcome everyone on this beautiful, peaceful Sunday for some peaceful, festive stitching with me. So let me bring out my little view here so you can follow me and point out all my mistakes, which will be many coming along. Very exciting. And so here we go. So the last session I managed to finish quite a few of around quite a few stitches around the face, and managed to do the ears as well. I haven't filled in all the colors, so this is kind of partial coverage, but pretty full with the edges of the panels showing through. But within the panels is pretty much full coverage. So I think my strategy would be doing some outline area and come in to fill in the colors from time to time. That would be it, rather than do it in order, in strict order. You know me, I don't follow any rules or orders. I can't. So here we go. And I want to look at my, I vaguely remember, I'm pretty sure there was a color around the eyebrows I haven't got on my master set. It's one of those, maybe 26. Let me have a double check here. I think maybe it's about time that I bring, yes, it's 26 actually. So the eyebrow area there. And I think I'm going to grab the color here and add it on top of my masterpiece there. Because if I don't do it, it's going to just be left behind. And, and on the, I'm looking at my DMC drawer, wooden drawer here. So the number 26 will be on the top panel, which you actually flip open rather than, it's not a drawer there. So let me grab all the 20s. How exciting. We're starting with flossing up. How's that? So let me show you what's happening here. So these are all the 20 and the colors within the 20s. So 26 would be, it's kind of a pale purple here. This is it. Oh, it's actually a little bit more purple than I thought. It's very, very pretty. So this is for eyebrows. Interesting. Purple eyebrows for Dolly, for Halloween Dolly there. So I'm going to take a chunk, a piece out. And luckily this is DMC, so I can just pour a thread out like this. Can't really do that with my single label CXC here. So let me just quickly measure. I've got marking here on my desk for DMC. So this is kind of the length I go for. That's kind of a length. It's just slightly around the same length as my elbow to my up to my middle finger there. I'm not swearing, I mean actual middle finger. And that's kind of my sweet spot. So so I just take a few bits out. This color is not commonly used, not that frequently, because, you know, considering how many whips I've got, this is the first time I actually come across 26. So I'm a little bit excited. It's always interesting to come across colors that I haven't got already on my master set, which is pretty extensive. So I'll be adding this to my set there. I'm thinking whether I should be adding to, you know what I'm going to do? This is my CXC set. So with the first, let me zoom out a little bit. So no, at this point, because I haven't got CXC from for the first 35 numbers. So what I do is for the first 35, if the, you know, does happen on my patterns, which is currently only about 6 of them actually appearing on my whips. So so I cheat with DMC. So I remind myself these are DMC floss, and I'm going to add 26 to the list. I'm going to just improvise. It's not in sort of the correct order, but it should be okay for me because there are really only a few colors. So I know these ones are actually DMC. So now I've got one more color there. Beautiful. And now I'm going to resume and take a piece out. So this is 18 counts, 18 counts. Ada, sorry, 16 counts. Misremembering. So this 16 count Ada, and you can't really tell very well, but it's actually it's got a yellow tone, kind of sandy tone to the fabric, but with the lighting you can't really tell. So it's quite complementary to the orange and sandy colors here, the yellow, and it's very, very Halloween, I think. And this is an old piece of fabric left over from other projects. So I'm going to start with the eyebrows. How's that? Now I've got my 26 color here. I am going to just take 2 pieces. I think I might need 2 for the area, and I'm trying to look around. Yes, there are a few couple of other areas that uses this color. So it's got 332 stitches of this color. Not a huge number, you know, but so you're quite blending quite well with these kind of silver and gray there. And guys, let me know what you're working on and your power drinks or snacks. Yes, we need to snack because this is Sunday evening. We need comfort eating for sure. Yes, because some of you will have to go to work tomorrow. Gee, whereas me, I've been working throughout the weekend. So tomorrow I don't have classes in the morning, so I can kind of, you know, have a lie-in. Today I got up kind of early, 7 for me is early. Okay, so for Vega, you know, 7 you're basically slacking, you know, but 7 for me is early, so I don't teach anything that's earlier than 10 a.m. You know, some teachers teach 6:30 classes in the morning. I don't know how they do it. I'll have to get up around 4 to do that, so no chance. So for me, 7, waking up at 7 is kind of the best I can do. So I got up quite early this morning, and so I'm really looking forward for a little lie-in tomorrow. It will be the envy of all of you, because, you know, maybe many of you will have to get up quite early tomorrow morning to go to work. Oh, poor you, poor you. Sincere condolences from me. And I'm gonna sleep late tomorrow. Yay. Let's have a look. Yes, Ilio, is that correct? Ilio says, yes, I'm new. Welcome. Always nice to have a new joiner to the chat. And Ilio says, I normally watch your videos, but never live before. How exciting. And where are you in the world? No home addresses or maiden names, okay? And just roughly where you are in the world. And it would be interesting to know what time it is where you are. For me, this is, Sunday evening, nice and relaxing, stitching the eyebrows of the alien Dolly. Okay, I've got a cat called Dolly, and this is a Halloween version of my Dolly, a tuxedo cat. And Travis Pikachu says hello. Okay, I'm sure everything will go just fine, and I can't wait to hear your update with a little one. Janelle, hello, good morning. This is Monday morning, isn't it, Janelle? Janelle is in Australia. It's already tomorrow. Happy Monday. And Chantel as well. Hello. Chantel, are you new to the chat? If you're new to the chat, we have to highlight you. This is the rule, okay? Chantel says, hi Yogi, bought my first Amy Stewart pattern last night. It's called Candylicious. Yes, our alien captain, Sarah, is stitching that one as well. It's so colorful. It's a beautiful piece, kind of echoes Sweet Shop, which I'm working on, and many of our viewers here. Amazing, great choice. And what a way to start Amy Stewart pattern. Yes, it's quintessential Amy Stewart, that piece. Candylicious, just so colorful. Welcome, Chantal. And we have another person here, newcomer. This is a night for newcomers. Come forward, lurkers. Just come to say hello. And Ruby Re-Stitches says, I have just found you. Love your live videos. Amazing. And you're here live with us as well, Ruby. Well done. Well done. Welcome. And Ria says, stitching the last row today. And is it Lumires? Face is nearly completed. You need to remind me, Ria, which piece you're working on. I try to remember, but you know me. I barely remember my own phone number. So, I'm sure it's not shocking to you that I cannot remember which one you're working on. But amazing. Last row. Wow. You have to post your completed web. Is no longer web if it's completed, completed piece. And we'll celebrate together. We celebrate completions. It's an alien thing for me, but I love a little bit of a celebration, for sure. Any excuses. Let's have a look. Rachel is stitching Halloween house by charting creations, drinking berry flavor water with lime juice. Berry water and lime juice together? Wow, that sounds really nice. Very citrusy. And Ilio is working on animal band from Soda Stitch. On Etsy, I'm pretty far, making it for my little niece. How nice. Her very first birthday in January. Amazing. You've got a little bit time to play with. I hope it's not massive. I hope it's not like a max color. But Etsy patterns, they're probably not super big. That's lovely. That's lovely. What a wonderful idea. And Susan, Susan, sweeping cobwebs. Is that literally what you're doing? Or is it the name of your piece? I need to know. Well, some of us probably have to sweep cobwebs. It happens. you know, and drinking coffee as well. Oh, do not tempt me, Susan. And guys, I've got my matcha tea today, as usual. The last week or two, I've been drinking this one. I love it. Ginseng matcha, and it's nice and mellow, but not, it doesn't make me sleepy, which is nice. I don't want to just, you know, nod off during our live stream. That would be a little bit rude. So this color is really not that different from, I'm trying to see, from, it's kind of somewhere in between. So this is kind of a dark gray, and this bit is slightly kind of silver white, and 26 is somewhere in between. It looks purpley, but once stitched, it looks more silver for my eyes. If I didn't know, I probably thought, you know, this was kind of silver color. And this fabric is really nice and soft to stitch, because sometimes Ada can be a little bit stiff. But this one, because this was a leftover piece from some unfinished project. I can't remember what cross-stitching kit I had. It was a house. They're about probably under 100 stitches here. So I basically removed the stitches, and because the pattern I've already, I don't even know where the pattern is. Probably paper pattern that I lost ages ago. And so I washed it. And it was a great idea, because now it's really nice and soft. It still has a lot of body. It's an Ada, so it's quite robust. But it's quite nice and soft to stitch. No cardboard. Okay, Joyce and Nikki, you know, no cardboard for Yogi. So here we go. So I'm going to end it here rather than carry the thread over there. I don't want floating stitches. You know, this type of project, back in the days when I was doing a lot of stitching kits from dimensions and stuff like that, I would normally flip over, tuck my thread under to the other side to end, or, you know, just take it somewhere that's slightly further down. But now I do everything on the front. So I kind of do it slightly differently. But my bag used to be so tidy, because I would do Danish stitches with one leg at a time. I do that less now, because I find sometimes I miss the second leg as I do it. That does happen, because I'm so used to doing full cross at a time. So sometimes I forget, I miss stitches. So there are occasions I do Danish stitches if I want to take the thread back to where I started. But otherwise, I tend to do full stitches. It's probably a better practice, so I don't miss stitching the second leg. Oh, Leo is from Netherlands as well. Joyce is also from Netherlands, and a couple of others. We have many friends from the Netherlands. It's got to be a lovely place. Yes, Ilio, if you're in Netherlands, you are 1 hour ahead of the UK. Well done. And Suzanne is working on Painted Fairy stamp kit. Cat with pumpkin. Oh, very nice. Well, finally, another person's working on the festive theme, okay? Well done, Susan. I have company. And Suzanne says, school night, so I have to leave early. No problem at all. But enjoy it while you're here, you know? Nice and relaxing will help you have a restful sleep. And many of our viewers actually listen to us as they enter their dreamland. It's nice and relaxing. What can be better than listening to a whole bunch of happy stitchers stitching away? And Mandy stitching the tiny modernist Halloween soul and drinking coffee. Wonderful. Another festive stitcher. Sounds very nice. Oh, coffee. Please don't say the C word. It makes me want to have one. And Ashley Wilkinson is joining us. She says, good evening, everyone. I'm not stitching tonight as I'm at the doctor tomorrow, but I'm drinking green tea. Yes, join me with the green tea, Ashley. I hope tomorrow everything goes well and everything's all good. Yes, just nice and relaxed. Do not worry. Everything will be fine. Because Yogi says so. I promise. Filling in all the eyebrows area. And my kitty will have eyebrows. How nice. Have you seen people shaving their eyebrows off? They literally look like a different person. You know, I love David Bowie, and there are photos of him trying to look alien and with eyebrows shaved off. He literally looked like something else. Why are eyebrows? I think eyebrows are so important. That's why people paint their eyebrows to darken them, because without that, I think eyebrows kind of just frame your face, wouldn't you say? They don't look much, just two lines there, but they kind of frame a person's face. And without the eyebrows, I don't know, it just looks weird. So I might need to end my thread here. It's getting a little bit short, and I've got just a few more left in the eyebrow area. Yes, eyebrows are important. Do you think these are eyebrows or just areas above the eyes? Because why are they in different color? Silver eyebrows? Questions, all the mysteries regarding eyebrows. And let me just take another piece here. I've got a few, just about 5 or 6 of them here. So I will just take one piece. Everyday stitches here. Oh, let's have a look. So Everyday Creator says, hello everyone, stitching in New York on Long Dog Sampler. Do different. Is that the name of the piece? And when you say in New York, you are in New York, are you? I love New York, if that's where you are. I've only been once, quite a few years ago. And New York, I think it was one of the few places, sort of cities I've traveled to, and I felt like I could live here. You know, it feels very me. So, lovely city. And it's got one of my favorite sitcoms, Seinfeld, taking place there. So, I have very romantic notion for New York. I've got 4 more in the brow area. Ria says it's Disney Princess and Belle, Beauty and the Beast. Okay. And has Lumiere in her hands. I don't even know what that is. I'm not well versed in the Disney world genre. I'm far away from finishing, but my bed calls. Yes. Time for a little nappy nap. Ria? If so, nighty-night. I'll send you to sleep. Yes, Ria, update. Yes, definitely post your whip. Would love to see it. And have a lovely, lovely sleep. Ruby Ree says, I'm in the UK about 14 minutes from London. Excellent. Excellent. Not too far away then. Welcome, Ruby. The last one for color 26. Captain Squirrel, hello. From Australia. Australia's waking up. A lot of early risers in Australia. It's probably always, oh, hang on. In Australia, it's winter right now, isn't it? I was going to say it's nice and sunny all the time. Maybe not at this moment. And today, London is getting suddenly a little bit nippy. I mean, it's been, the temperature has been dropping for the last few weeks. But last week had been relatively warm for September. A little bit of a revival of, I wouldn't say heat wave, but slightly warmer. The last trace of summer there. But today it's all gone. Today suddenly, you feel like you need a thicker jacket to stay warm. It changes so quickly overnight. Right, so I've done this brow area, whether they're eyebrows, I don't know, just area above the brows, nice and easy. But I'm very keen on working on a little bit of the hat area. I like a pointy hat. This is, after all, a Halloween cat, so it needs a pointy hat. Everybody needs one. I need one as well. So I am going to, work on this area above there. So I'm going to grit a little bit more there. Let me take my little blue pen, and do not worry, this blue pen can be erased very easily. It will leave absolutely no trace. So this is fabric pen from Clover. And it comes with a little eraser at the back. So if I make a mistake, I just go and paint over, and it's gone instantly. So do not worry, because some people get really nervous when they see me drawing blue lines, on my fabric. It's perfectly fine. Let me count carefully. If I count it wrong, shout, okay? And raise the alarm for me. I normally count multiple times because I do not trust myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so far so good, I think. Whoops. There. Maybe I'll just grit one more block there, because it's a pointy hat. It's a pointy hat. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I much prefer gridding myself now, I've decided, because I have projects that's got gridded fabric, and to be honest, it was beneficial when I first started doing particularly 25 counts. It gave me a little bit more confidence in terms of where I was on the fabric. But I have miscounted so frequently with the pre-gridded fabric, because the borders literally take up the entire stitch, and that just you know, kind of does my head in slightly. I just keep skipping the border because border is supposed to be just border. It should be between the stitches like this rather than taking up the entire row of stitches. So I wonder why they can't fix that. I'm sure I'm not the only one, and knowing from the chat, many of you having the same problem. All I have to do is just a thin line, you know, like a thread, just running through between stitches. They can do it. They have a technology, I'm sure. And Christiane is also here joining us. Christiane's love for stitching says, hello everyone. I'm stitching on a new start from yesterday. Oh, amazing. Extra large Middle Earth map. Joyce, come have a look. Christian is stitching the brown blob from the sound of it. And extra large as well. Extra large Middle Earth map from Toten Craft. Also watching Lord of the Ring in the background with the hobby. Wow. So you choose your movies, you know, to go along with your piece. How amazing. Joyce, alarm. That piece I have seen, I'm pretty sure it's probably the same piece there. There's a lady on Instagram I've been following for a couple of years now. She's stitching something, maybe the same piece. It's huge. It's absolutely enormous. And it's all brown and black. Joyce is calling it brown blob, which is kind of it. Amazing. And you've just started. Well, see you in 10 years for the completion. Yes. And Christian says, having a marathon of all the movies today. I know Lord of the Rings. I have really mixed feelings about the trilogy. Every Christmas with one of my boyfriends before, and going to his parents every Christmas and trying to finish off the 3 movies in one afternoon. Very bad idea. Very bad idea. Yes. So, great movies though. Great movies. And Katarzyna, hello. She says, hi all. Welcome. Nine Ria. And Ruby says, I love Lord of the Rings stitching a Hobbiton pattern from Etsy. A lot of Lord of the Rings fans. Yes. Amazing. Now, I'm going to move up here. Maybe a bit of a 310 action. Why not? Let's do a little bit of a 310 there. That's a lot of them happening here. 310. Why not? And let me have a sip of my tea here. It's nice and still piping hot in my flask. Oh, very hot still. Very good, because you know, it just stays warm till the end of the session. 310, yes. Let me take 2 pieces out. It's always nice to stitch with 310 because you know it's going to add a lot of details, a lot of definition to your piece. Whatever it is, you just know. There. Everyday Creator says a few hours outside the city, New York, I presume. And yes, the pattern is called Do Difference. 360 by 338. So it's not small, but it's not huge either, which is nice. It's kind of a medium size pattern. Yes, Joyce is aware that Christian is embarking on this brown blob adventure. Yes, Christian, tell us what message and what fabric count you're going for. It's probably going to be massive because extra large. My goodness. I cannot stitch maps. No chance. Just the idea sent chills down my spine. Well, unless it's really fun, you know, it's got like a, I don't know, maybe the one from Gecko Rouge. Gecko Rouge does have a world map. I think one of our viewers that came on the chat a while back saying that she was working on a massive Gecko Rouge project. I think the world map one is probably the biggest from Gecko Rouge. And my Gecko Rouge, Colin Thompson cropped cupboard is on the large side. So they've got a category called large oversized patterns, and mine was one of them. But the world map is in another league, probably double the size of my piece. Terrifying. But that one is kind of fun. It's got not just the maps. If I remember correctly, there maybe kind of illustrations of the kind of the highlight of the location, kind of illustration, symbols, landmarks. So it's not a map. But I think the Middle Earth map is kind of just a map. And it takes a different kind of human beings to do. Joyce, I think yours is kind of a mini one, right? Because I've seen yours. It doesn't look huge. I'm sure it's still challenging stitching all the brown bits. But it didn't look massive. Gonna mark it as I go. Turtle stitcher. If you weren't here yesterday, please go watch the stream yesterday. Oh my goodness. Turtle Stitcher says, I'm noting the past tense as Yogi describe a Gecko Rouge in wash. It was extra large. Did I say that? Oh, it's probably, Freudian slip right there. Oops. It's like those people committing crimes, like murders, and they're being interrogated, and they just, unconsciously say, oh, the person was, and that's a telltale sign. That's a red flag, okay? Very observant. The chat, never let me get away with anything. Christian says, a 25 count referring to the Middle Earth, massive map there, and 25 count 2 over 1? 2 over 1? Oh, 10, okay. Yes, because yesterday, I'm sure it was yesterday, someone was working 2 over 1 full cross on a piece, but it looks so neat. It's hard to imagine. So 2 over 1, 10, okay, so we might make it a tiny bit faster. And she says, I have fabric in my stash. It takes a full yard. The colors are more autumn-like. Yes, all browns, darling. Yes, browns and blacks. autumn-like. You make it sound poetic. Oranges, dark yellow, different shades of brown. Yes, this is why it's called brown blobs. Okay, it's named so for a reason. And Kimberly says, I'm more of a season stitcher rather than holiday stitcher. I can display them longer. What's the difference? So you follow the season. So you will stitch pieces that's got spring theme and summer theme, etc. Is that what you mean? Rather than, like Christmas or Halloween. But it's fun, Kimberly. It's fun. It's very specific, And I like kind of smaller pieces like this for festive stitching, because next year I can stitch something else. So I don't have to stitch the same piece. I know some people, they have Christmas pieces. They only stitch during Christmas season, and then they just keep going for many years. And that's nice too. But I like to change it up, as side dishes. So, not saying this is small. According to Steve, it might take 3 years to finish. Who knows? It's nice to kind of change it up every year. Look at this. 310 is so nice to stitch. Instantly, you have a lot of definition on your piece. Suzanne says, shall we continue with our guesses? I think you run out all possible scenario that's humanly possible, and some of them are not humanly possible at all. I think the possibility have been explored pretty much. Christian says, referring to the map, it has, I can't count, 789,000 stitches. Okay, all right. Yes, why not? If you like browns and black and yellow, go for it. No, I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm sure it's beautiful. A lot of pieces, they might be absolutely beautiful when you finish, but I just know there's no chance I'll be stitching them because I'll lose my mind and everything else. Joy says, the one I've got from Hate is small, but confetti heavy and blurry. Oh, because it's small. So there may be sort of letters, words. Yes, I think that goes with the territory of smaller pieces. Because it's one thing to create a piece that is meant to be small versus a miniature version of a larger piece. And some work better than others. With other details, you might be able to get away with slight blurriness. But, when it comes to words, letters, either it's readable or not. So, and Joyce, are you intending to finish it? Or are you going to switch to the extra large project, joining Christian on the brave journey, the impossible journey? But the locations on the map, obviously, it's not a real map, right? This is based on the stories, Lord of the Rings. Are they locations being mentioned in the movies, I wonder? I think if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you probably want them to be actual locations that kind of, you know, featured in the books or movies. Lovely. The hat is happening in front of your eyes, guys. Yep. Joyce is in a boot camp of 10 stitches right now. I think the hat area is mostly black, I think. Maybe some grey colors. Joy says, to be honest, I didn't know it was that big. It's the map token. Oh, he drew it? Okay. With all the places the fellowship traveled to. I bet if that's the case, then it's probably fun to stitch. Because if you're a big fan of the movie, I've seen the movie. I liked it, but I do not remember any location. It's just totally over my head. I remember watching the first one and was mesmerized, quite blown away. And I love the invisible cape. And I kept thinking, if I had a cape like that, what will I use it for? I'll sneak into, I don't know, places. There you go. So here is where I would do one leg at a time using the Danish method. So with this bit, if you look at the pattern there, there's one row, four stitches running to the left, but I want to be able to bring the thread back to continue to the right. So occasions like this, I would do one leg. So I can take the thread back and continue to the right, rather than taking the thread underneath, floating over stitched area. So it's kind of quite a useful option to have in terms of stitching method. And what I can do, I can go further and do the top as well. There are 2 stitches here. I'll just do one leg for 2 stitches. So at the moment it looks like 10 stitches, but then I'll do the other leg back. and then follow, complete the stitches from the left here. So there's some mental calculation that needs to happen. And I did this quite a lot when I was working on a lot of dimensions kit, because very often you have kind of entire row of the same colors. And now I can continue to the right and complete this bit already. But the back is really neat with Danish stitches, because everything's vertical in the back rather than a cross. What is happening? And it reminds me the piece Gemma Stitches. Gemma from Gemma Stitches. I think she must be a I think Star Wars, right? Not Star Trek. I can't tell the difference. Star Wars, I think. She must be a Star Wars fan because she's working on a piece which I think is one of the posters. I'm clueless about the movies, okay? I can't tell the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. I think Star Wars is a little bit more serious as movies. Someone's gonna throw eggs on my face for saying that. Star Trek fans. I think Star Trek is more cartoony, isn't it? It's more like a pantomime. Kind of, you know, not taking it too serious. Whereas, I'm trying to see, I've got two. Okay, hang on. And I think Star Wars is a little bit more serious as movies. And she's doing a poster which has got massive dark navy, whatever background it is. And I think you really need to be such a die-hard fan to want to stitch a piece like that. Which is, I think she may have charted it herself, I can't remember. It's literally just the poster. Star Trek, Susan says. Yes, Star Trek. And it's just a lot of dark background. She's really unusual because the other piece she's got, which is computer game themed, Zelda, it's got like huge acres of black stitches as well, and she doesn't mind it. That's incredible. I mean, I don't mind stitching 3/10 like this, but I'm making a certain shape, so it's interesting, right? I'm not just stitching blocks and blocks of 3/10. I lose my mind. So some stitches are made differently. And Susan, I noticed you've been stitching sky. You're doing air stitching, which I hope it's not a vast area, because that could be very challenging as well. Oh, so Star Trek. No, Susan, I'm thinking Star Wars. No, it's Star Trek. Oh, so it's the other one. I literally cannot tell the difference. Sincere apologies. So Star Trek is the one that everybody's got pointy ears, I think. A really tight outfit. This is so relaxing to stitch. Oh, two. 1, 2, 3. There's one above. Sangha says, okay. Correction is on the way. Let's have a look. Okay. Star Trek, Vulcans. Star Wars, Darth Vader. I'm aware of Darth Vader, so that's Star Wars. A slightly more serious version, right? Someone's gonna unsub because I said that. And Star Trek, Vulcans, I have no idea. Is that like a character's name, or is that like a race of the movie? Yes, Susan says 3865 winter white. I think the tree lines is toward the bottom of the page. Bottom of the page? Oh dear. Yeah, but on your web it looks a little bit more blue rather than white. Oh, that looks lethal. Pointy ears. Oh, right. Okay. So that's Star Trek. And Star Wars is Darth Vader. Okay. And also Star Wars, the movies, right? And whereas the other one, Star Trek's more like a TV series, isn't it? So maybe that's why I kind of, perceive it as a little bit not as serious, a little bit like Doctor Who. It's kind of between, I don't know, in a fetching kind of way. School production, it's a bit like school theatre projects, but it's endearing. Doctor Who. You don't watch it for special effects or again. Few people have unsubbed at this point. Doctor Who fans. Yeah. Oh, Star Trek also has films? Really? Okay. But I think originally it was more of a TV series, isn't it? Everyday creator says, oh my goodness, Yogi, the Trekkies will be distressed by your cartoon characterization. I know, my sub count has just gone down about half, you know. They'll go, no, I can't deal with this person. Bye bye, Yogi. You're calling it a cartoon. But it's a little bit more kind of, you know, flamboyant. Kind of, I don't know. I don't have words. Trekkies, huh? Toto Stitcher says, in Star Wars, the aliens are furry and friendly. In Star Trek, they're either ugly or sexy. Really? So that's how you tell them apart. Okay, if you come across friendly aliens, that's Star Wars. Okay. And the other one is either ugly or sexy. Can you be ugly and sexy at the same time? That's the question. I think you can. I think you can be. It's possible. Susan say, I finished most of the blue on the page and moved into white. It's just getting worse, isn't it, Susan? Oh, sincere condolences for me. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. You know, you have to suffer for your art. Here comes the pointy hat for my dolly. Take a sip of my tea. Captain saying no to all this chat. Oh, Turtle Stitcher says it's trekkers, not trekkies. Oh, now here comes the debate. Every day, Turtle Stitcher has challenged you. You've got the terminology wrong. It's not trekkies, it's trekkers. I have no idea. I'm not getting involved, okay? You two duke it out. I'll just watch. Susan says, I used to attend Star Trek conventions. Seriously. Susan, you're the Star Trek. So Star Trek is the pointy ear one, right? You're a fan? Amazing. Did you dress up? Is it like cosplay? My goodness. I knew it. This is a dangerous territory to get into. I'm going to get unsubbed and cancelled by the end of this stream. I'll pack my bag. You too, bye-bye. Yogi says goodbye to you, or maybe we'll meet again. Somewhere. Somehow. You know, I always have rules if I go to like a party or something gathering, is no discussion of religion and no discussion of politics. And now I have to add Star Wars and Star Trek on top of that. It's extremely dangerous topics. to get into. Captain Squirrel says, I need someone with zero clue to start debating the difference between yoga and Pilates. Is there a debate between two? They're totally different. Oh dear. Yeah, I can see why some people might kind of, group them together in their mind. Because, these two are popular classes at the gyms, studios, and they both require, I don't know, bending forward and backwards. Split the legs. If you can. So Pilates Pilates were invented by, I think it's taken after the person's surname, isn't it? Pilates is originally developed for rehabs for ballet dancers. So, all the movements and stuff is to heal dancers from injuries. And then gradually they realize it's beneficial for everybody. Whereas yoga has a lot sort of more ancient lineage, origin. But I love both. Like a bit of Pilates. Leslie says, oh, yogi, live long and prosper. Leslie, the way it goes, my life is going to be very short, okay? I'm going to have aches thrown on my face. And people are going to be hackling. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Every day says the Trekkies or trekkers, which one's correct? I don't, I want to use the correct lingo. So I'm not going to get, thrown aches on my face when I go out shopping at Sainsbury's. Every day says the Trekkies used to hold conventions and LARPs. What are LARPs? For years. I don't know if they still do it, but it was a thing. Yes, Trekkies. Or someone disagrees. Can we have a wrestling match between these two? And I'll just watch. I'll get my popcorn. Susan says, I have dressed up. Oh my goodness. Do you know how much I want to see it, Susan? And who did you dress up as? Are you I'm trying to think, Star Trek's has got either sexy or ugly aliens. Which one are you? Are you a bit of both? An ugly looking sexy alien? But of course, it's cosplay, okay? Susan is beautiful and sexy at the same time. But she has to, dress up as a character. Well, a sacrifice. There. I'm enjoying the 310 stitching. Very, very nice. I'm going to take another piece. a few stitches over there. Janelle, yes, exactly. We like a, cat fight, don't we, Janelle? Susan says, are you asking if I'm ugly? No, I'm asking, did you dress up as an ugly alien? Oh, you're a captain. A captain. Okay. I'm trying to see what that looks like. Did you cross-dress? So captain, is the captain the male or female? I don't know. That sounds like fun. Oh, here comes the definition from everyday. And everyday is a stitcher, not a fighter. Okay, no wrestling. What a shame. Anyone else want to wrestle? And everyday says la means live action, role playing with costumes. But what kind of action? Do they just do they do like I don't know, live action role playing? Oh, so just Susan says I'm 63. What's that to do with anything? You can be sexy and ugly at the same time at any age, Susan. You can do it. No, 63 is just perfect. Look at Madonna, She's in her 60s, isn't she? She's still doing those power moves. All the deep squatting on stage. You can do it too, Susan. Oh, Susan says, I was responding to Captain Squirrel. What did Captain Squirrel say? Oh, I can't keep up with this chat. I need to learn how to read. Right. So is it trackies or trackers? Which one? I need to know. So I won't get punched next time I mention it, Abney, hello, hello. Abney is in the chat. So Abney, do you know the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars? If so, definition, please. I'm setting up traps for Abney, She's just gonna fall right into it. You watch. But don't tell her. It's my cunning plan. Leslie says Trekkies. So who said Trekkers? Susan says both. Oh, so you can say one or the other. Kimberly says Trekkies here in the States. And is it trekkers over here? Is that what it is? So Ebony is clueless like me. There you go. I'm not the only one. Yes, I can tell the difference. Join the club. Join the clueless club. And Turtle Stitcher says, however, oh, hang on, Steve, nobody's gonna mess with you, Yogi. You snap them half like like a hoop. Well, maybe not half. I just turn them into pretzels. How's that? No, I'm a stitcher, not a fighter. Okay, Steve, I will not snap anybody. Well, no promise. You know, no promises with hoops. That could happen. With my strong arms, I cannot help it. I was born this way. And Turtle Stitcher says Trekkie has historically been considered by some in the group as derogatory. Really, Trekkies? And they prefer trekker. Oh, so trekker is a little bit more respectful way of saying Trekkies. It's not getting better. How about just a fan? Star Trek fan. That's too long, isn't it? But it sounds endearing, though. It sounds like, you know, people like these fandom names. And fundamentally, they're not that different. Trekkers, Trekkies. And Toto says, however, some have embraced them at the term Trekkies and are reclaiming it, similar to the word queer in other contexts. Ah. I think you're allowed to say, well, queer originally means weird, right? The actual word. Same as gay. Gay means happy. Whereas tricky is a made-up word. Tricky, I'm sure, it's not on, you know, in an Oxford dictionary. I'm not sure if it's up there. That one looks a little bit dodgy. Hello, River. And Toto says, like the series, most fans of Star Trek have a sense of humor about themselves. Yeah, why not? You know, I think anybody who does cosplay, they probably have some sense of humor, you know. They're dressing up as a character. Oh, but I used to have this friend of mine. He used to do. It's not quite not the same as cosplay, but similar. He would go to, I can't remember which era, kind of 1940s kind of reenactments of maybe, I don't know, 40s or 20s or whatever. He would dress up as a soldier and do some sort of role playing. I don't know. It's something like that. I'm not too sure what's happening with him. But apparently there are sort of conventions like that around. And people just dress up like people from a certain era, and they just act accordingly and pretend that they are from that era. I can't think of a time in the history I'd like to be, and rather than now. I don't know. I can't think of any other time than now I want to be. Oh no, maybe not 1940s, maybe medieval. Maybe medieval. I remember there were kind of costumes involved. Yes, it was serious business. They do fights and everything. No joke. No joke. Susan, the wise words. All words are made up by someone. That's quite true. At some point, someone go, hey, let's call a table table. Why table? No idea. Sounds good. Captain says, one of my pieces is a picture of Uhura. I butchered that. You can beat me up. That's okay, Captain. You're allowed. I'm guessing it's a character from either Star Trek or Star Wars. I don't know which one. All right, I'll pack my bag, okay? Bye, everyone. Have a great life. Right, so this one is done. There, look. Oh, there's a hat happening there, so cute. There. I'm going to start to fill in the gaps here as well. It's so nice. It happens so quickly. Just within, I don't know how long, 15 minutes, I have a hat, or half a hat. 169. It's a silver color, adding a highlight here. Full hat. My dolly has a hat. And Steve, how far have you gone with this piece? I think you're about finished on you. Or you're trying to hold back and try to practice yogi style slow stitching so you don't end up finishing the piece by September and have nothing to do for October. Man. Hello, Maria. Welcome. Maria, do you know the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars? 3, 2, 1, go. I'm trying to stir up fights, you know. This Sunday is too peaceful. Let's have a little bit of a, you know, cat fight here. Maria says, working on my endless love couple. Oh, I just love all the stitches are so peaceful. You know, no cat fights so far yet, despite my effort. No cat fight. Steve says, I should have this second panel done before this live stream is over. Which one is the second one you're doing? Are you doing the pumpkin? No, you've done the pumpkin. Are you working on the kitty or the ghost? Outrageous, Steve. It's only 21st of September. And you're only doing 3 panels, and you've already finishing 2 panels. What are you going to do in October? You have to stitch my piece for me, so I can finish it. Oh, Maria. Maria says, I had a brother. I'm a Trekkie. There you go, Trekkie, not Trekker. Who says Trekker? Let's have a fight. Go. Wow, a lot of, see, we have a, you know, we have a small group here already. I'm counting at least 5 people who are either Star Wars. Oh, but hang on, who are fans of Star Wars? Because so far, I've only heard fans of Star Treks. How interesting. Anyone is Star Wars fan? And Alandria, hello. Alandria says, technically Star Trek is in the future. Star Wars is in the super distant past. Oh, is it? Star Wars is in the past. I thought all sci-fi, they're all futuristic. Interesting. This super distant past. But why are they so high-tech then? I have questions. So Star Wars, my head is spinning. So Star Wars is some sort of fictional past. I don't think I ever watched a Star Wars movie. I don't think so. Even the modern ones, the more modern ones with Ewan McGregor. I'm aware he's in there, but I don't think I've ever seen the movie. And whatever happened to Ewan McGregor? He was such a great actor, but he kind of just disappeared. I don't know. Busy Mom is in my camp. Not a fan of either. I'm more like Clueless. Clueless camp. Steve is working on a ghost panel and it's almost finished. Outrageous. Susan says, I know what you're doing, Yogi. Trying to deflect from the speculation on what you did to your Gecko Rouge piece. Susan, you're being too cunning. Hush, hush. Okay, do not say the G word. It's banned. Yes. If there's a fight, no one will be thinking about my Gecko Rouge project. That's my plan. Michelle Brown says, I'm a Trekkie and howdy. Oh, there you go. This is proper. So this is from Star Trek, is it? The Nanu Nanu or whatever it is, Nano Nano. I'm going to get punched, definitely, by the end of this stream. I'm going to get brown, black-eyed. And I will not complain. I deserve it. Every bit. And let's have a look. Oh, so Alandria says definitely a Trekkie. Okay, so there are more people referring to it as a Trekkie, and they're not offended, right? It's a term of endearment. It's a fandom name. Trekkie, Trekkers, all good. Steve says, I don't think I've heard anyone here in the US says trekkers. Oh, interesting. So Steve, are you a fan or you're neutral? Michelle says, just popping in real quick. I have sound off since I'm watching baseball. You're watching baseball and watching the stream in silence at the same time. Wow, that's a new combo. I know, viewers watching this stream in bed. That happens a lot. I haven't come across anyone watching it with baseball at the same time. Does it work? Yes. Very interesting. I have no clue with baseball, but I won't get into it. I think I have offended enough, Star Trek and Star Wars fans already. I'm not going to offend the baseball fans. I have no subscribers left by the end of today's stream, okay? Oh, Salita, see, now finally we have a Star fan, Star Wars fan. At least one person here is a Star Wars fan. She says, hello, Yogi and everyone. Hello, Salita. Maria says, I had a nightmare with a Gecko Rouge piece. Dolly used it as a cat scratcher. Do not blame Dolly. Okay, Dolly's innocent. Dolly is getting a lawyer now. Dolly is lawyered up. She'll be fighting for her innocence. Oh, Heather says babies from Mork and Mindy. Do you mean Nanu? Is it auto-correction? I knew it. I knew it. Baby sounds nice. I think babies maybe from a slightly different movies. Yes, Mork and Mindy. I used to watch the replays. I think it was from the 70s, right? Because Robin Williams, he was quite young then. Or maybe not 80s, I'm not sure. I think we have a new joiner here, Ara Stitches. Hello, everyone, she says. Leslie is leaving the chat in Trekkie style. Says, I'm a Trekkie, but try to go to bed, so beam me off, Scotty. I don't even know who Scotty is, but there you go. You've got it, Leslie. 99. Steve says, I'm only a bit of a fan of any of them. More of a Lord of the Rings guy. Okay, but not enough stitching the big brown blob. I was about to ask. If you're a fan, then stitch the map. It's not that different from the grey sky that you're stitching, right? It's just different colors. Slightly different colors. Yes, Susan, you're right. Dolly's innocent until proven guilty. I'll be working with her attorneys to prove her innocence. Oh, what a lovely hat. I'll take a sip of my tea. Steve says, I actually like stitching browns, but zero interest in stitching that map. No way. What a strange interest, Steve. As in stitching browns. How about pinks? Do you like stitching pinks? But to be honest, as much as I like pinks and red, if the entire piece is just that, I'll probably just go, lose my mind as well. Turtle Stitcher says Dolly's a witch. Otherwise, why is she wearing the hat? No, it's cosplay. This is Halloween cosplay from Dolly. Just yeah. So she's simulating the devil cat, but it's too cute. She's too cute to be a devil. So yeah, it's the other side of Dolly. She's innocent, okay? 01, here we go. Now we've got another 01. Zero one. So adding more highlight here. So far we've got multiple Star Trek fans, but one Star Wars fan. I wonder why that is. Heather says, Yogi, the cat has eyes staring right at you. But somehow I'm okay with these eyes. So I don't know what... I think human eyes I have issues with. And kitty eyes, the style is very cartoony. So, I'm kind of okay. It's when you start to get a little bit real, I get very nervous. And also if it's a human eye, it's eyes from human figures, it gets me nervous. If it's not too realistic, I can handle it. And I'm not going to mention that piece, okay? The certain someone posted to scare me on Facebook. I remember these things. See, the hat is almost done. It's amazing. Oh, Steve has got a spooky bingo. And he says, just put 01 away. So does that count as a bingo then? If I started the color, you just put it away. Is that a bingo, guys? Is that qualify as a bingo? Or half a bingo? Susan says more Star Trek TV series and movies. Well, I think if it's on TV, it's probably more accessible to more people, right? Because people watch TV, not everybody goes to cinema to watch movies. And also, the TV series probably been running for a long time, I'm guessing. I don't know. How long was it on TV for? So it probably got to more people, more sort of following. Semi-bingo. 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 That's it, Steve. Sorry to break the news. It's not a full bingo, okay? Semi-bingo. It's kind of is, but isn't. And River says that can be a bingo. River is generous. Oh, Steve says essence of bingo. That's almost beautiful. Essence. Is that essence if it's only half of it? Or is it just half? Half of a bingo. Bingo-ish. One more of this 01 here. How nice. Look at this. I wonder what this little blob, why is it like this? The shape doesn't look right. But the pattern is correct. It is what is on the pattern. It feels like you can almost add a little bit of back stitching on this piece. I mean, it's quite nice as it is, but I can imagine a little bit of back stitching can also work as well. Okay, River has come up with a compromise. She says, okay, fine, not a bingo, you don't win the prize, but you can have an extra cookie for the bingo vibes. Oh, the bingo vibes, I see. Extra cookie for you, Steve, but only one, okay? Only one. For semi-bingo, for bingo-ish. One cookie. Lovely. Where should I go next? this is very nice. I'm just gonna flip the pattern over to see what's happening here. Shall I? Let me zoom out a little bit. So I could maybe move down to give Dolly the body. Yes, I kind of fancy that. And then once I've done the outlines, then I would maybe work a little bit of the brown background and then come in to fill in. Oh, I can fill in this bit. Why don't I fill all the stitches around the face and then I'll move down the body. Oh, it's got a little hat. So cute. So wonderful. So I'll do, I'll fill in the left cheek and the chin. And then I'll do, I'll extend the body down. So body has, so little Dolly has a little body here. Here we go. Four, 1, 5, 4, 1, 5. And silver grey. Here we go. Heather says, if there are cookies involved, count me in. I know. Who would say no to cookies? Heartless people. You have to have a heart of steel to say no. I don't want cookies. Give me some broccolis. Oh, Steve has got some delicious European style cookies from Costco. What is considered a European style cookie? Interesting. European style cookies. Would it be? I don't know. I've never, well, this may be a shocker, okay? I've never been to a Costco. Because I don't think there's any in London, not in the more central area, because they're normally massive, aren't they? And so you need to be somewhere that has got the space for it. So I've heard all about Costco. Apparently they do everything big, don't they? Like everything is like massive, almost like wholesale. I don't know. Is that what it is? This stitch is a little bit, I'm not happy with this stitch. I'm not frogging, okay? I'm not making mistakes, okay? This is volunteer frogging. Okay, it's not frogging. I'm just loosening this bit. It's just the first stitch looks a little bit weird. I don't know why it's looking like this. I'm going to redo it. Just out of perfection, sense of perfection, because this is my Dolly here. I want to make sure her face is, all the stitches are beautiful. Yes, for some reason, that stitch looked a little bit iffy. Steve says, well, better ingredients than typical American rubbish cookies. Okay, that's a definition. That's a definition. So real butter rather than margarine or something. And real chocolate, if there's chocolate involved. you know, and maybe only 5 ingredients rather than 20. A majority of them you can't pronounce. That's better, I think. Why does it look weird, this stitch? Very strange. Steve says the chocolate is better. And talk about chocolate. I can have a piece. Can I have a piece of chocolate? Am I allowed? And I still have these big buttons. I've been eating these buttons. So these ones, I really like the giant buttons for some reason. Because I have the plain chocolate like this in blocks. Just like a normal chocolate blocks. That's kind of my go-to. But for some reason, the buttons just taste that little bit better. Maybe because it's fun. It's like big buttons. And I've been eating them. But they do break. They're really, really big, like this. It's like big button. It's more like a disc. So, for some reason, it just tastes nicer. I mean, I like the block, the normal, regular blocks. But this is just more fun. Just had the piece, guys. I'm having chocolate. If you don't have chocolate, oh, I'm so sorry. Go get some now. So good. You know, I like trying different flavors, chocolates, but ultimately, dark plain chocolate is the best. So, 1, 2, 3. Heather says, I like the Danish butter cookies. That comes in blue tin. Oh, I love biscuit tins. It's so much fun. And she says, after gobbling all the cookies in a tin, handy for storage stuff. Exactly. And they're normally they're really pretty. Absolutely. Biscuit tins are the best. Susan's got chocolate. Nice. Join me then. Susan, you and me. Cheers. Just broke the button in half. Oh, a little bit of chocolate there. Oh dear. Let me see. That's okay. It'll come off. I'm going to stitch over it. It's bound to happen. Sanga says, my nana used to use the empty tins as a sewing box. Absolutely, they're so handy. You can keep buttons and any kind of accessory. You can use the tin as for your leftover threads, you know, the threads you send to the floss heaven. All sorts of uses. And it's so robust as well. Delicious. Laura says, hi everyone, I tried to look for Montezuma chocolate, but it's not sold near me. Will take a month to arrive from Amazon. Where are you, Laura? A month? Yeah, I think it may be a British brand. I'm not sure. But it's absolutely delicious and quite reasonably priced. I hope they don't charge you a fortune if you're not in the UK. But this is really delicious. Top chocolate, top quality chocolate. Not a bit there. Oh my goodness. It's okay. I'm gonna stitch over. It's okay. I don't mind a bit of chocolate on my pieces, on my project. I embrace chocolate for my project, for my whips. No problem. Just like my Dolly's DNA. There you go. Susan says, my mom had a tin for buttons. Yeah, I have one as well, a small tin. Laura's in New Jersey, US. Yes, that's possible, because if they have to ship the chocolate from UK, yeah, it could take a month. Oh dear. But if you're not in no hurry and they haven't charged you for, for a fortune, then just wait till they arrive. They're delicious. I really love these buttons. Sanga says, I had a quality street tin for buttons. When they used to be huge, not the small ones nowadays. Do they have tins for quality streets? I think it's all plastic now, isn't it? I don't know. River says, I'm stitching wooden flowers. What are they? Wooden flowers right now. They look so pretty. What are the wooden flowers? They're made of wood. And you know what? I received a bunch of flowers a couple of days ago from Marks and Spencer. And I walked in and the box from Flora or whatever, those companies, you can just send flowers to anyone as a gift. And it was just kind of propped outside my door in a corridor. And I was thinking, what is this huge box for? I haven't ordered anything that big from Amazon or anything. And it turned out it's a bunch of flowers sent to me. And as an apology. So it was from the landlord from my top floor. She doesn't live there, but she's got tenants. And the other day, she sent some sort of a carpet cleaner, because there are 3 different owners, right? So normally, if we want anything done for the building, normally we'll consult each other and go, hey, are you all good to have this done? And we can share the cost. And it turned out she got a carpet cleaner in without telling, us, the rest of the the people living in the building and the owners. And it was, the guy arrived, I think it must have been 7:30 in the morning. And he was using some sort of, not Hoover, because Hoover, you know, the noises is loud, but it's not super loud. The guy must have used some sort of professional machine cleaning the floor. And it was so loud, seriously. And I didn't know what was going on. So I contacted the landlord from the top floor, the owner, and just told her what was going on. And she apologized because she hired this guy to come in to clean the carpet, first of all, without telling anyone. And also, 7:30 in the morning, I ask you. And it happened to be one of the mornings I really wanted to have kind of a bit of a rest. And also, even if I was awake, that noise was not normal. It was like someone, you know, driving a tank through the building. So, and she said that she wasn't aware it was going to be so loud. And then she actually sent the flowers to us as apology. And what happened was, it was really nice gesture, okay? But I generally don't like flowers because, first of all, you're killing the flowers, okay? By the time they arrived, when I took the flowers out of the box, because I was away, I was teaching, and by the time I got in, the flowers probably had been in the box for like a day. I don't know how long the flowers were in the box in transport, you know, during transport. And when I took the flowers out, I should have taken a photo. It was in a sorry state. It was horrible looking, shriveled. And I'm allergic to certain type of flowers. I'm grateful it wasn't lilies, because lilies, I will probably, you know, have to go to the doctor. And it's a minefield, you know, sending flowers to people. You don't know what kind of allergies they have. And also, they really do not arrive in a very good state. And also, the flowers literally in the process of dying, basically. And that's supposed to be a gift, you know. And I'm grateful for the sentiment, but please don't send flowers through those companies, really. It's not nice. And so the flowers, I didn't throw them away right away because I was feeling bad, but they look terrible. You just watch them die, and what a waste! What a waste. 676. You know, I remember when my parents passed away, on the funerals, we specifically told people not to bring flowers. Because, you know, rather they can donate to charities of their choice. For my parents, you know, they can donate to maybe cancer research or something like that. But please don't bring flowers. Because really, they're just dead plants in the last leg of their lives. And I don't know what a joy is to have those flowers in the house. A plant, yes, because they continue to live and grow. Flowers, really, you're sending corpse to people. So there you go. Do not use those companies, really. It's a waste of money. A waste of flowers. Yasenga says regarding the Quality Streets tins, used to be tins. Yes, I think now it's all plastic, isn't it? Aru says, thank you for letting me join the Facebook group. I'm from Italy. Oh, you may be the first from Italy, Aaron. And had delicious Estonian chocolate when ordering from Omanique Frame. Oh, is that a brand for those wooden frames? They give you chocolate when they send you the frame. Have I read it incorrectly? So she says, I'm from Italy and had delicious Estonian chocolate when ordering from Omanique frame. Wow. So they send it to you like a complimentary thing. If so, if I read it correctly, that's very nice. You can't go wrong with a little bit of nice chocolate. No one's gonna turn down cookies and chocolate. Heather says, I looked at Montezuma chocolate on Amazon. The delivery cost was more than the chocolate. I can believe that because it's not expensive over here. For one block, this one, this bag, giant buttons, I think it's around £4.50 or something. But the whole block, the standard block, it's about £3.50. So, for the quality of the chocolate is actually very reasonable, because some of them would charge you like a ridiculous amount, like £5-6 or something like that, and they don't taste any better at all. Some of them actually much worse. It's a good chocolate when there's no sort of strange aftertaste in the mouth, and good chocolate always melt very quickly in the mouth. Yeah, it's a shame. I wish they're more sort of available outside the UK. I have my suspicion it's probably quite hard to find outside the UK. But if you're in the UK, you're in luck. Get some. It's delicious. They really should pay me for the adverts, don't they? I'm pushing those chocolates like I'm pushing, patterns. No affiliation. I just love them. Oh, I don't know why I'm stitching the orange out of a sudden. The plan is to do this bit, to do the cheek. I'll resume my plan in a bit. Alice and Rennie, welcome. She says, evening all, travelling again, down in Glasgow for a funeral tomorrow, then travelling back to Aberdeenshire afterwards. Tiring day. Oh, I'm so sorry, Alison. Yes, I hope everything went well. Yes, travelling can be very exhausting. Just sitting in the, transportation, the train. Train isn't as bad. But I think car, riding, sitting in the cars, it's really exhausting. And planes as well. Oh, I'm not a big fan of flying. That's why I'm finding all sorts of excuses not to go too far. I'm happy to ride my bicycle, but, car journey and plane journeys is really not my thing. And do one more here. Susan say, okay, people, no flowers for Yogi. Absolutely. It's, no flowers, please. Just send me chocolate, I would take chocolate any day. Any day. I know, poor flowers. Just look so tired and just had enough in a box. I'll probably try to take a photo because they're still in my kitchen. I just don't know where to put them because it's so depressing to look at. And I just felt bad throwing them away at this point. So I'm keeping them in water, but I don't want to look at them because, you know, then their last leg. Here we go. Resume to the cheek. Busy mom also says, I also told my kids and boyfriend I don't want any flowers, rather having something I can use like a cross stitch when in special occasions. Absolutely, absolutely. Get something, you know, stitch related or some sort of nice chocolate. Do not send flowers. It's the most useless thing on the planet. And this poor flowers, they're not happy. 413, 413, exactly. You tell them. And you don't know what allergy people have. So it's a minefield. If I got lilies, once it happened, luckily a few years ago, I was sick for the entire day, had to run out of the house and threw the flowers away right away. And I felt bad as well. You just don't know. And Iris says, yes, they send it like a gift and it was appreciated. Absolutely, that's so nice. They didn't have to, but they did. Those frames are beautiful though. River says, I don't like people spending money on me. I'd much rather they spend it on themselves. I don't need gifts for someone to show that they care. I'm with you, River. I'm not a sort of gifting kind of person. We keep it very, very simple here. You know, with my partners, we don't give each other things for anniversary. It's just not necessary. You know, I might give him something, he might give me something from time to time, random times. Not, you know, like a ritual or formality for Valentine's or for birthdays. We just don't do stuff like that. Just keep things very simple and stress-free, you know. Ara says, you're good at advertising these chocolates. Never heard or seen them before. Seen them here. I think they're probably very UK based. But they're so good because I buy all sorts of chocolates and I try them all. And some of, you know, pricier ones, I take a bite and I just don't want to have a second bite. Because some of them have kind of weird taste in the mouth. But these ones are just so good. I'm picky with my chocolate. And cheers, Susan. I love those buttons. I'm gonna get them again. Oh, Ira says you should press those flowers instead of throwing them away. I don't know how to do that. I do stitch a piece called dry flowers. But I don't know how to make dry flowers. I know, but seriously, I'm gonna take a picture and post it on the Facebook. They don't look well. And I don't know if they're going to turn out, well at all as dry flowers or pressed flowers. It's just really depressing to look at. I don't know what flowers they are. I forgot to check the label. And it's really funny. Marks and Spencer's, they send with kind of instruction for those plants. And how to look after the plants and everything. And I was looking for instructions for CPR for those flowers. And funny enough, there's no CPR for those flowers. I just couldn't revive them. Rachel says, I had surgery a few months ago, and some friends got me flowers, but I have 5 cats, and some of the flowers were toxic, so I had to keep them in a fridge, out of all places. Yes, yeah, you just don't know. You don't know what allergies people have. You don't know if there are pets in the house, like anything. So why do that? Just don't. I think these flower services are going to go down after this stream. They're going to have no business, really. It's just, to be honest, it's cruelty to flowers. All right, so number 1 again. Okay, got it. Number 1 for the cheek. But it's interesting. What's this dark shades for? It is the correct color. Roxy says, gifting is a love language for some people. Yeah, it can be if it's heartfelt rather than kind of a thing you have to do, like obligations. Why do you necessarily have to gift presents at Christmas? It's kind of nice. I'm not knocking that. If it's fun for you to do and you can give something that's functional and useful and make people feel love. But you shouldn't need to give material things to make people feel love, really. Oh, hang on. This says 4. Okay, should be correct. So these are whiskers I'm stitching, but it's really, really pale. So maybe it's just highlights like the other side, like this. Fine, just double checking. I don't want to stitch the wrong colors for my little dolly here. Cheers, Susan. Otimo says, hello, a little bit late, but I'm here. Or never too late for a great party, but I need full report. Why are you late? What are your excuses? Be here on time for the class. Let me taste this bit. Under. Is this bit correct? Why is it so dark? Let me look at the... Oh, okay. Okay, it makes more sense like this. But just looking close up, you kind of wonder, why do you have these kind of grey stitches on the face there? But somehow, yeah, all right. Just need to double check. Kimberly says, I just hit 10% on my happy birthday piece. Well done, Kimberly. Yay, 10%. Big milestone. Big milestone. Double digit is a big milestone. Let me have a sip of my tea. Still nice and hot. A few crumbs. My little buttons here. Delicious. I love the orange nose. Some cats have pink nose, and some cats have black nose. I love the pink nose. What's happening with this stitch? The majority of my webs are still single digit, even though some of them are a little bit larger than other ones. But I think I've got one that's hitting 20%. I can't believe it. It's a mini though. It's still tremendous. Makes me happy. 20 sounds like, ooh, you're going somewhere. Steve just posted the progress, the whip on the Facebook group. I might have a little look. Which piece though? This one. Oh, that's too scary. Steve has probably finished the whole piece. You know, by the end of September, you'll be done. And in October, Steve will be doing tap dancing every Sunday because he will have nothing to do. So he will be practicing tap dancing live here on Yogi Stream. Oh wow. Okay, I think we need to have a little look of Steve's piece. I just browsed it. It's rather nice. Hang on a sec. Let me bring this. I mean, what the technology. Steve, your stitches is so neat. How do you do that? Hang on. Let me bring it over. We're professionals. Right. I'm gonna bring the Facebook over here. Can you see that? Let me zoom in. So Steve is only doing 2 panels. Steve just decided he's not doing the tombstone. Why not, Steve? And yes. So Steve, yeah, I just noticed Steve is using slightly sandy color fabric as well. It works quite well. It makes me feel good for my choice. I think yours might be slightly darker than mine, maybe deeper in that a sandy orange tone. Yes. And have you noticed? Let me show the marker for you. So see if you can spot the difference, okay? Boom. And I'll bring your attention to the pumpkin panel. Okay, have a look at the pumpkin panel and then back. Have you noticed something's happening there? And let me check the ghost panel. Okay, so ghost panel is kind of the same. But have you noticed? Clever Steve is bringing the spiders over the pumpkin. And it actually works really well. Damn. If I did it, it would probably come out like, you know, I don't know, a completely different piece. I know. And Steve's stitches are so neat as well. This is 25 counts, right? Steve says, I have a half page on my full coverage castle piece. I'll be finishing next. And onto the cat panel, like the second week of October. It's done for Halloween. So you're not going to be tap dancing. Steve is going to work on his castle piece. Oh, very nice. This is beautiful. Yes, 25 counts. 25 counts. Well done, Steve. Very nice. But I'm ahead with the kitty panel. Okay, Steve? Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Susan says he could do Christmas. Steve, are you going to have a Christmas piece? You should have a Christmas piece. Yes, this a festive Sunday is for both Halloween and Christmas and whatever else you celebrate. I don't know. Star Trek anniversary or something. I'm gonna get hate mail right after the stream. I'm gonna have about 5 subscribers left, and I will not blame you. And Alandria says, I have a web that's 90%, but I started in 2005. Well, I mean, it's only been, 20 years, that's pretty good going. 90%. So another 10 years, it'll be done. Hey, that's nice. 90%. You're pretty much there. Steve says, I eliminated the ghost little pumpkin. Stem cap. Let's have a look. I don't know what you mean. The pumpkin. Okay, let's look at the mock-up. Review. Oh, that orangey bit. What's wrong with that? There's a little tip there. No, it's there, but the color looks different. Is that what you're referring to? Very cunning, Steve. I wouldn't dare. You know, if I try to improvise with this piece, my kitty will look like a rabbit by the end of it. Or look like a squid. Not intentionally. Did I mention the word squid? Oh no. I take it back. No squid in this live stream. It's squid free. Calamari free, okay? It's the kind of stream we like. No calamari. Steve says, I have a Christmas sampler carried over from last year I want to work on. Father Christmas Village by Cost for Rice. That sounds lovely. Yeah, go on then. You know, it's fun to stitch something festive. Joyce, go on then, Joyce, pick a piece. Joyce, why don't you and I do the beading project? You know, Joyce, you like those. Are you gonna get the ugly jumper thing? You know, you and I, we could do the beading project, Joyce. I know, Salita, isn't Steve clever? You know? And it looks seamless. It looks like it's supposed to be like that. Oh, never mind. Let me just snip this off. The ghost, little cap. Okay. Oh, I see. Hang on. Oh, so the ghost on the left actually has a little hat. I didn't even notice. Hang on. Can you see that? Is that a hat? You couldn't tell. It looks like some sort of black blob on top. Huh. And also, you know, the pumpkin, the little tip there is supposed to be orange. Did you change the color? Look at this. Maybe it's just the lighting. It looks green. Oh, little modifications. The Steve made. That's very nice. Oh, Joyce is planning to do a snow globe, but after Halloween. Yes, I might get that one as well, because I do have one piece from Mill Hill beads. Is it buttons and beads? That I want to do. It's on this, you know, small, but I think the snow globe, yes, why don't I get that one as well? Yes, I'd like to join you on that one. I love that snow globe. I'll get that one as well. Who knows? I might be able to get both done. Shocker, I know. From 0 completion for years to 2 completions. No promises. Yes, those beading kids. They look so much fun. 0. I'm gonna take another piece of zeros. But Joyce, the snow globe is also from Mill Hill, right? It's from the same company. I need to look it up. Steve is being very realistic when it comes to pumpkins. So the stems are not supposed to be orange. It's artistic expression, Steve. You know, the little kitties are not supposed to have green eyes either. And ghosts don't really exist, Steve. I'm sorry to break the news to you, okay? This is the ghost is actually just someone inside a piece of bed sheet, like, you know, pretending to be a ghost. Doesn't really exist, Steve. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Who knows? Are there ghosts? Okay, so it's Mill Hill as well. Good. I'll look it up. I'll look up the link for it because I'm buying the other one as well, the other Christmas one. Might as well get both. Steve says, I've never seen a ghost, but plenty of people would argue with you on that. I have seen something that I don't know if it's a ghost, but I've seen someone that was there for one moment and not there the next. Who knows? Joyce 99 and Joyce says 333. Is that your stitch number or mine? Yes, I'll keep that in mind. And if you win, we'll celebrate tomorrow. Good night, Joyce. Sweet dreams. And Joyce has provided some chocolate as well for our spread. Very nice. She knows the drill. I think Joyce has been doing really well. I've been trying to, I've been keeping her awake quite late at night. But I think she, it's 12:30 over there, so it's not bad, not bad. Rachel says, I just passed 900. What? I've just passed the 900 stitch mark for the day on the eastern coast of the US. So going to hit 1K today for sure. Is that normal for you, Rachel? Do I have to send you to the Alien Club? We have an Alien Club for anyone who stitches over 1,000. They just automatically get sent over there. You have no choice, okay? So 1K stitching is generally not allowed, okay? If you go over, we just have no choice but to send you over to the Alien Club to keep, to protect the community. So you don't come out and scare people, you know. We care about people, our stitchers. So if you hit 1K, unfortunately, you will have to go there and join Sarah and Nikki and all the other aliens. Some of them stitch squids, okay? I'm so sorry. But that's just the way it is. There's some calamari stitchers in our group. And I have no control over what they do, you know. Eyebrow stitchers. I ask you. And Rachel says, I also work 55 hours a week, so I don't get to stitch during the week a lot. Oh, so you're like a binge stitcher. So either go for no stitches, no stitching, to stitching like 24 hours. Oh, Steve. Oh, Steve just showing off. Steve saying, always a good feeling hitting 1K for a day. Because that just happens a lot, isn't it, Steve? I know. I think, you know, off you go to the Alien Club, Steve. You too. We have a room there for you, both. But the thing is, though, if you don't get to stitch normally daily, how do you get to that speed? You know, I mean, it's not normal stitching 1K. Just like, hey, you know, I haven't stitched for 5 days, and you know, I've just done like 1,000. That's it. No biggie. Oh, the face is done. Look at this, and the little hat as well. I'm so happy. Yes. I dig this. And I think there's a little bit to fill in for the ears. Otherwise, Dolly's face is almost completed. I can do with maybe another piece of chocolate, but I've run out of my buttons. I'm gonna have a little bit of happy hippie. Go here. Rachel says, I do stitch daily, but usually 150 and 200 max. During the week, I stitch two-handed with my dominant hand on the bottom of fabric. I do a full crosses. Well, Rachel, you're saying as if, you know, two-handed stitching make you so much faster. I do exactly the same, okay? My right hand is under the fabric, left hand, oh no, the other way. No, this way. Lost the plot. Yeah, but it's not any faster. Rachel, how does that work? And Rachel says usually 7 to 8 hours of stitching hit 1K for sure. For sure, Rachel says. Okay, off you go. Alien Club. Okay, here's your badge and ID card. Do not come out unless you're told, okay? You're in there with Steve. You two can talk about pumpkins. I'm gonna take some, should I do complete? Why not? Why don't I just complete the little ears there? Sounds good to me. 3042. Sorry, I'm talking and having chocolate at the same time. 3042. There. Rover says, before I retired, if I hit 300 per day, that was a good day. So what happened after you retired? Does it make you faster? Retirement makes you a faster stitcher. I need to retire then. Do you just automatically become a fast stitcher when you retire? Roxy says, not faster, just more time to stitch. Well, but you also need endurance though, because 8 hours is a marathon, really. So normally, if I stitch on my own, I wouldn't be able to have that attention span. In fact, here, stitching with you 3 hours a day is probably, pretty unusual comparing to the way I was stitching. Prior to streaming, I think I normally can only stitch about half an hour before I get distracted. And sometimes I do come back and stitch some more. But, yeah, it's just somehow because I could just wander off doing other things. I just don't sit here for a very long time. But now, stitching here, chatting with you, time flies. Sometimes I look at the clock and it feels like just over an hour, and lo and behold, it's like 3 hours. Don't know how that works. And I'm stitching probably a lot more. I know, the days I hit 60 stitches. Susan, no words from you, okay? And, but overall, I think I'm stitching, completing a lot more stitches just because the time I'm able to sit here and do it. There. Oh, 1 year completed. So fast. I love this way of stitching. No confetti. Just keep going. Big stitches. Not for 8 hours straight, but still a long time overall. And River is saying the same thing. No, there's more time to stitch, not spending 10 hours per day. At what? 10 hours a day? That's a long time at work. I know, yeah, I'm sure. But there's an attention span, though. You need to be able to sustain, stitching so many hours. I think I just get distracted. And I think I'm going to complete. I'm trying to think. The little ear here. I think I'm doing quite well today. So I think, guys, these would be my final stitches completing this area here, okay? So for those of you who are new to the stream, by the end of every stream here, you get to guess how many stitches I made. Okay, you might go, well, I have no idea. Neither do I. Okay, that makes both two of us. And just come up with a number. The regulars know. Just throw some numbers out. No skills involved. Okay, no skills involved. That's the beauty of it. Look at these people. They have no skill whatsoever. And they manage to win sometimes. It's a shocker. Okay. And as I can see, so I'm going to bring on the game machine, okay? This is called Guess My Stitches game machine, which I built with my fair hands in my basement. State-of-the-art NASA technology. It captures your submission, okay? And who knows? You might be the winner tonight. And you might go, well, what do I get out of it? Listen, you will get respect from the fellow stitchers. How's that as a prize? Respect, I ask you. And also you get to enjoy the delicious emoji buffet with me. You know, it might involve some of the Montezuma chocolate, which you can't get anywhere else, unless you're in the UK. That's got to be a great reward for you. So come forward and show me what you've got. All right? And you could be the winner tonight. As I'm finishing the final few stitches. And maybe if you have the Neuralink implant, you'll be able to scan my fabric and calculate the number. Otherwise, if you're mere mortal like me, then just come up with a random number. Your guess is as good as mine. Right. This is the last one, guys. Okay. Oh, actually, let me make one more. See if I've got enough thread there. I can just about make one more stitch here. Just for the sense of completion here. Right. I can see the numbers coming in. You still have your chance. A few more seconds here until I bring my app view on the screen. Right, and I'll give you a brief recap here. So this is my Halloween saw piece. Some of us are working on this piece together. Steve, for instance, you saw the completed work of his. And I started from the cat. Where else? So Kitty start and work on this panel here on 16 counts. Ada. And today I finish the hat. I think it's finished. The hat portion is finished. And I fill in the cheek as well. So my little dolly now has a complete face. And the ear here, the left ear is finished. And there's still a couple of stitches there, but almost there. Almost there. And I think the hat might be, yes, I think the hat is pretty much finished. It's so gorgeous. Look at this. All right. So let's have a look at your submission of my stitches today. So Joyce, I think is 333 from Joyce. And let's have a look. Kimberly, 327. Busy Mom, 280. Laura, 330. Otimo, 363. Everybody, quite a few, around 300, 350 mark. Chloe, 350. River, 280. Elio, 410. You know, Elio is new to the chat, okay? I like you already, Elio. You're my favorite. And Aaron, 340. Betty Hankins, 289. And Alandria, 347. Rachel Morton, 311. Susan, 300. Maria, 305. Steve, 460. Steve, yes, you're my favorite too. And don't tell anybody. And Alita, 320. Captain Squirrel, Captain Squirrel, 125. All right, all right. I have no clue how many stitches are involved in this little hat and the cheek. So let's have a look. Let's bring on the eye view here. Okay, so let me turn this off. This is where I am. And let's have a look. Hit that button. Boom. 280, guys. I have completed 280 stitches, and in terms of the percentage, 544. Very nice. So who is the winner today? Anyone who can count? 280, 280. Betty's 289. Anyone closer? Oh my God, River. River and Busy Mom. They're both 280. Have you been counting? I am shocked precisely because we have winners every night, but most of the time they're just close to the numbers rather than being totally precise. So today we have two winners, guys. We have Busy Mom and River as well. Yes. 310. What? Oh, is it? Oh my goodness. See, that's the problem. Okay, let me bring it up again. Revise. Yes. No, it's 310. This is from the last print. That's why I always want to delete it, because I always misread it. 310. Okay. Let's have a look. Who is... Oh, Rachel. Rachel's 311. 311. Yes. Everybody... all of you can read, but I can't. So thank you, guys. I did that last time. So yes, that's why I always try to erase the last print, because I can't read, guys. So here we go. Let's have a look. Here. So I think it's Rachel. Yes, Rachel, you won. Yes. Well done, Rachel. The first time winning. And first of many, I'm sure. Very, very nice. Only one stitch away. Only one stitch difference, which is very, very close. So guys, you know how it works. You bring on the buffet and we get to enjoy it. Okay? I'm going to have most of it. So Rachel, you can pick one thing. Okay? One thing per buffet, because I'm going to have the rest of them. And Susan is bringing on the non-edible item of so we have a lot of buffet here from Laura and Busy Mom. Round of applause. Bring up some food. And Susan as well. Non-edible items, and Busy Mum, of course, wholesome biscuits and ice creams. Is that popcorn or pie? Some sort of pie. And Kimberly, my God, that's a fantastic spread. It's got everything, and banana and some salad balances everything. And you need to get your 5 a day. And so Chloe C, yes, amazing. And River, exactly, so close, so close. If you were here for the last session, it would have been you. But that's life, that's life. And exactly. And River and Springer, delicious dessert and fries as well. And Ashley as well. Pancake, is that hot, a pancake and a baguette? What a combination. And Maria, thank you guys for your buffet and the celebration. And today's winner is, of course, Rachel. And thank you guys. So now is about 15 minutes to midnight in the sleepy town, London. And Yogi signing out. Enjoy the buffet. Everyone dig in. You're winners. You're winners. I love you all. And we'll be back tomorrow, Monday. We'll come back a little bit later. I've got class in the evening. But for those who can join me, come forward. Let's stitch a little bit of Marchetti. A little Marchetti goodness. So night-night, everyone. Good night. See you tomorrow. Bye.